TheWinerWort.com is a brand new, fully outfitted brew supply store in Gypsum, Colorado. Once a month, Patricia and her crew of eager brewers perform and cover the basics of making meads, beers, wines, and cheeses. The classes are free to the public and show how simple beer can be made to taste at home. From the simple to the more involved brewing, the folks at the Winer Wort will take their time to explain so you walk away with a clear understanding of how to brew. Keeping it simple seems to be their approach. In this interview with Patricia, she discusses the impetus to start her own brew company, some background of her partners, and what the community of home brewers are doing to shape and refine her business model.
A year and a half ago.
We put it all together in 6 months.
So you guys are actually, so 6 months gestation of idea and then immediately just opened? I mean, you knew that you wanted to do it? Was it that quick?
It was 6 months total gestation, and we put together a business plan and walked it around. We wanted to make sure we had our numbers right and that this made sense. So we interviewed a number of the
I did have to fire it up once just for a few
homebrew stores in Denver.
Good idea.
Some of them were more than willing to help, and some of them were very suspicious.
Yeah, competitors kind of just we didn't want to help you at all. That's too bad. But I guess that happens.
Most everyone who we've talked to has been more than helpful, and even more than willing to share some numbers, which is what we really need to know if this was a viable. Maybe they didn't. We actually hit, I think, every single homebrew store in Denver, and what was interesting about that was not only visiting and talking about whether this would be a viable operation, but seeing what we liked about those shops, the way they laid their product out, the kind of inventory ratios that they had, more of this, less of that, and what we thought worked well, and used a lot of that to help decide what to bring in the first place. Part of your regular training as an associate at Home Depot is understanding how much things cost to come in and how quickly you need to sell them and get them off the shelf, and how important all of that is. So we have that background coming into this, which has made it a lot less anxiety filled, perhaps.
Probably less guesswork and more knowledge.
It's still anxiety filled, but we still have fun, so the fun outweighs anything else. Our experience has been that's exactly what most of our customers are saying.
Good.
Not all of them. A couple of them said, hey, you're not priced right.
Right.
And we are a little more expensive than Denver, but if you want to go to Denver,
drive to Denver, knock yourself out, right?
Going there and coming back, by the time all is said and done, you're probably going to be at the same price point.
It's a nice 5-hour round trip.
It is a nice 5-hour round
If you really wanted to drive, knock yourself out.
And one of the reasons why we wanted to open the store is we were tired of doing that round trip. So it wasn't a question of price, it was a question of the convenience of having something here to make it easier to brew more often, because you can mail order this stuff in and you can drive to Denver or Grand Junction. There's a nice homebrew store in Grand Junction also. And every single store seems to have a little niche, so they focus on certain aspects of the business more than others, and I think everybody kind of migrates to the one that works for them the best.
The spirits business, do you think your business is migrating to already, if it is?
The vast majority is beer, so we're probably 65-35 beer wine. We started off making wine, so we would like to make sure the wine business gets back to close to equal.
We're going to heat that water.
As much fun as we all have brewing beer, and it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The wine is.
Is anybody growing grapes at this altitude? And if not, where does?
Absolutely, Palisades.
Okay. And where does
I'm not sure if one of the Palisade wineries is doing. I thought I remembered them saying that there was one, and I would expect ice wines are challenging with our weather variations out there. So maybe one year they can do it and one year they can't. There are a lot of wineries all over the state of Colorado. Most of them don't have vineyards, so they're getting their wines, honey, fruits. You can find that most conveniently. But we've seen in the last month or two a number of people come in saying yes, they went to Palisades and got apples, and yes, they went to Palisades and got grapes, and yes, they went, and now they're making their own wine in their garage. And all they need is a few little extras to make it all happen.
So in some way, you're a retail co-op for the locals in some way, right?
I guess you could call us that.
Yeah.
We're trying to learn about who's doing what where, and one of those things, if someone's listening to this on the website
they might
and knows something about computers, I need to have a section on our website where people can talk to each other. The gang from Steamboat's coming down and someone needs something and they talk to the other people from Steamboat, and so it's just one person making the run instead of someone wants to get involved, and we'll trade for services.
Sounds like a good idea. You hear that?
Oh, really?
All Points Bulletin, geeks, call her.
Don't call. Stop by.
Yeah, okay. See a human being. Right. Well, that's cool.
This interview was recorded on January 19th, 2013 in Gypsum, Colorado at winerwort.com's storefront and parking lot where the demonstrations were taking place.